Just in the News Watch, Beckley State Police have arrested Alan Smith, a fugitive wanted in the robbery of a Sunoco gas station, among many other felony warrants. State Police tell us that Smith was found at his girlfriend's house around 9:30 tonight after an anonymous tip was called into the Raleigh County 911 Center. He'll be arraigned first thing tomorrow morning. The second suspect who provided police with false information in the fire that devastated uptown Beckley has turned himself in. Bland Lester Jr. turned himself in Friday morning. He's charged with giving false information to police regarding the January 2nd fire in uptown Beckley. Bland's the second person to be arrested. Ernest Nichols from Beckley was arrested Thursday on similar charges. Police want to make sure the public understands that there is a difference between giving the police a helpful tip and giving false information.
There's a big difference.
In a bizarre turn of events, the former mayor of White Sulphur Springs, Thomas Taylor, who just recently resigned, is now claiming he's still legally the mayor of the town. Taylor announced at a press conference last week declaring himself mayor of White Sulphur Springs, saying the town handled his resignation improperly. Taylor alleges that he was forced to resign due to accusations by local police that he accessed inappropriate content on a town computer. One Fayette County office gets piles of letters back that were supposed to go to property owners. We'll tell you why. Plus, Landau Eugene Murphy Jr., the beloved America's Got Talent winner, performs in front of a hometown crowd. If you didn't make it, no worries. We'll take you there. Those stories and more, yours, right after this. Now, still to come on News Watch Weekend Edition, West Virginia drivers are paying less at the pumps. How much of a break are they getting, and where's the best place to fill up? We'll tell you. This story and more, yours, when News Watch returns. And good evening, I'm Aaron Cheslock. Welcome to News Watch at 6. Now the deal is done. That's what's topping your newscast. The Big 12 offered, the Mountaineers accepted, and now WVU sports will be facing Big 12 competition starting next year. Plenty to talk about. Let's get right to it with Sports Director Dan Toth. He joins us here with the latest. Dan? Now that it's official, fans are expressing their feelings on the big move. With the school opening up play at some point in the near future, fans have plenty to say one way or the other. On one hand, the Big East has been their home for 2 decades and established plenty of rivalries and history. On the other, the Big 12 opens the door to more exposure, better play in conference, and more opportunities for top 25 games. While there could be setbacks, most are feeling pretty good about the conference shift.
I think it's a great move for the transition.
And said the Mountaineers are the 3rd team to leave the Big East this year, along with Syracuse and Pitt, who went to the Atlantic Coast Conference. Now, police are continuing a search for an inmate that escaped earlier this morning after failing a drug test. 29-year-old Dennis Dale Kelly was in the Community Corrections Program as an alternative to jail after being arrested for 2 DWI charges and driving with a revoked license. Today, Kelly failed a drug test and escaped out the back door. Police say that Kelly will be seeing jail time because he abused his privileges.
This is an alternate escape.
Kelly's 6 feet tall at 150 pounds with short dark hair, was last seen in blue jeans and a gray and green hooded sweatshirt. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact your local police department. A Beckley man has turned himself in after a 1.5-year investigation of a charitable organization. 49-year-old William Lamont Johnson robbed the Salvation Army back on February 7th and 8th of 2010 on South Fayette Street in Beckley. Evidence from the crime scene was processed and led Beckley police to Johnson, but before they could go searching for him, he was at the police department turning himself in. Will be facing 3 felony charges from that crime. Closing McDowell County branch next month. The Elkhorn office near Norfolk will shut down on November 5th. It was one of 150 West Virginia branches they're reviewing. The Postal Service is trying to close thousands nationwide as a way to cut costs. But some residents think it's a bad idea, especially since it'll be harder for some to get their mail.
I think it'd just be a hardship on them.
Elkhorn residents will meet tomorrow at noon across the street from the post office to collect signatures for their appeal on that decision. Now, still to come on News Watch at 6. Snow's falling in much of the viewing area. How road officials are preparing for a swift and safe cleanup. Plus, Halloween celebrations ramp up over the weekend. See how officials are preparing to keep the area's trick-or-treaters safe this holiday. Those stories and more, yours when News Watch returns.